Stop yapping.
Oh, I see her.
Okay, I need this. How do I produce? Or not?
People take you seriously, don't they?
Test.
Yeah.
It's a championship
Oh
game.
my goodness.
We're all supposed to.
Testing.
Hey,
Testing.
Farrah, turn it off. Farrah, turn off the clock.
Testing.
Good
Test.
afternoon and welcome to the 2023 LIS Field Hockey Final. Today's participants,
Testing.
Collegiate Cougars and your own Trinity Titans. Please now rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Hey, alright, so I started the stream, like, we don't have anyone up here who's produced before, but will the huddle camera automatically come on at 4?
Collegiate Cougars.
Or do I have to
Number 1, Cabell Berkeyheiser.
start the huddle?
Number 3, Ian Randall
What's right? Oh, was that
Berkeyheiser.
Okay.
Okay.
Number
Same
4,
thing. That's really close.
No, that's
Larson
what I was
Nothing
Hall.
about our sister. I knew.
Number 5, Ellie Williams.
Okay,
Number 6, Catherine Martin.
says,
Number
start
7,
recording
Olivia
to see your
Tall.
video feed live.
Number
Like,
8, Ann
like,
Carrington Hall.
on the stream, I can hear
Number
us,
9,
so like,
Britton
the stream is
Burson.
on, there's just
Number
no
10,
pictures.
Catherine Roush.
It's just,
Number 11, Marianne Zyglocky. Number 12, Sally Shield.
that they
Number
are.
14,
maybe
Whitney Clarkson.
I got it.
Number 15, Alicia
I
Pena.
haven't like started one
Number
like
16
since 2 years
captain,
ago, I think,
Callie
so I've kind
Rogers.
of forgotten how to do it. But,
Number 17, Alexandra
alright, looks like it
Curtis.
is on now. I think it just
Number
popped
18, Catherine Owen.
on. But are y'all
Number
coming
19,
anyway?
Eleanor
Like, is the
Cripps.
soccer team coming?
Number 20, Mara Smuts.
Okay,
Number
well, yeah, just if you
21,
don't,
Sadie
pop up here
Webb.
and just make sure we're good.
Number
And we got
22,
plenty of hands
Maddie
on deck.
Jewett.
It's just a matter of
Number
deciding if you want
23,
a different
captain, Mary Catherine Bruce.
Alright, thanks, dude.
Number 24, Stella Williams. Number 25 and captain, Heidi Albrecht.
Pretty good.
Number
I think-
27, Ilana Moore. Number 30, Ellie Mitchell.
I think for the first
Number
quarter,
43, Ann John
I
Dillon.
think we only have
And
right now
number
2
41,
headsets.
Abby Carlin.
So
Your coaches,
there are 3,
Kelsey
but only 2 are
Sniffer,
hooked up.
Savannah
Well,
Clark,
Tyree should be
Frankie
able to hook
Conklin,
up the
Jill
third one,
Croyson, your
but-
manager, and Grace Shia.
And then
And now for your Trinity Titans.
For this part,
Number 2, Anna Reeser.
like, there's
Number 3, Grace Marcus.
this
Number
thing.
4, Ellie Johnson. Number 5, Campbell Rowe. Number 6, Liv Festige. Number 7, Elena Cathedral. Number 8, LG Logan. Number 9, Ansley Jones. Number 11, Reese Eckenrode. Number 12 in captain, Shep Ramsey. Number 17 in captain, Darcy Kopsinis. Number 18, Mia Watkins. Number 19, Ava Benson. Number 20, Carson Beatty. Number 23, Alexa Linton. Number 25, Ansley McNear. Number 26, Molly Creighton.
No one watching will hear you.
Okay.
27, Ella Holloway.
Test it.
Number 30, Sarah Grace Boykin. Number 49,
Yeah, do
Avery
it.
Johnson.
Hello.
Number 62,
Oh,
Alexa Murphy.
that's so creepy.
Our manager, Farrah Berry. Our head coach, Margie Sneed. Her assistant, Rosita Torres Ambrosi. Julia Bowling, Margaret Olander, and Annie Sneed. Have a great match, ladies.
So weird saying
I'm out. I'm done. Thank you. Yes, always wanted to be on radio.
Are all three of these
I have
hooked up?
face for it. I have face for radio.
Well, one of them, I talked in all of them, and one of them I didn't. But we're muted, right?
Do you know what year that
Someone's not
national
muted.
anthem
Can I
is?
guess?
Yes.
1996.
No.
Earlier or later?
Later.
I think it's that.
Wait, don't ask me something I can't answer.
All right, welcome to the LIS Championship 2023, and its two familiar foes meeting on the turf here at Aycock Stadium. For the 11th time in the last 3 years, the Titans and the Cougars battle on the field hockey field. And I believe the previous 10, 6 have gone Trinity's way, 4 have gone Collegiate's way, including the last 2 LIS championship games. These two teams have split this year. Cougars won at 4-2 at Collegiate. Titans won at 4-3 here. So we expect a great game, and we've got a bunch of folks here in the booth to bring it to you. Sorry, you may have picked up some of our talk earlier. We thought we were muted. That's my fault. But I'm Rick Hamlin, joined here by freshman Emma Campbell. Emma, excuse me, are you excited for this one?
I'm very excited. I think it's a very equal game. We both won one and lost one this season so far.
And
I think
Emma,
it'll be a good game.
Emma, you were on the JV field hockey team this year here at
Yes.
Trinity, and you all had a pretty successful season. So
Yep.
you know the sport. You know some of the girls on the team.
Mhm.
And we're glad to have you, your first
Thank you.
ESPN broadcast. And then we've got Gabby Savignon on the production side right now, but I think we'll be hearing Gabby a little later on the announcing side of things. So in this first 2 minutes, it was pretty even start, but the Cougars have a corner, the first corner of the game, and I recall in this LIS championship last year there were about 16 corners for the Cougars, and that ultimately proved to be one of their big advantages in what ended up being a collegiate win. And it's going to be another corner this time. Callie Rogers, the senior, headed to play at Maryland, and the reigning Metro Player of the Year, was able to show off her skills bypass a couple of Titan defenders, and earn a second corner. Got a great, loud student section for the Titans. And a block by Carson Beatty. But Callie Rogers with a backhanded flick, saved by Avery Johnson, the sophomore keeper for the Titans. And Emma, as we watch the Cougars on the attack there, and it's Ava Benson getting knocked down. Just based on what you've seen so far, and I assume you've seen these guys play some this year with the varsity and JV games being often back-to-back. Talk about the speed of play out here compared to what it's like at the JV level.
I think on varsity it switches very quickly between defense and offense. I think we have a really strong team, and the game moves quickly. So.
No question about it. All right, Titans gonna put it in play deep in their own territory. Some passes across the back as Anna Reeser plays it out to Liv Fastige and went off a Titan, but they quickly regain possession with Anna Reeser, and she's fouled. Alexandra Curtis, who had a big role in this LIS championship last year as an 8th grader, so she's still only a freshman, but she was one of the best players in that game. And Curtis pops it up above several defenders deep into Titan territory where the Cougars are going to earn already their 3rd corner in this first 5 minutes. Emma, can you talk about on the field what it's like to defend one of these penalty corners?
Sometimes it can be very scary if you're actually in the cage, but we have a very strong defense. We haven't let them score yet, even though they've already had 2 corners. So I feel confident about this one too.
Do you typically play a position that puts you in the cage on these? Or
I don't. I'm usually attack, but I used to play defense. It's scary, but very exciting to be in the cage on a corner.
And we have another one as Callie Rogers was able to draw the contact. And it'll be the 4th corner here early on. Yeah, the ball kind of, I'd say, barely crossed midfield here in the early going as the Cougars definitely off to a strong start, but we're still scoreless. Rogers lays it off to Curtis. Backhand shot is no good, and it'll go back out top where the Cougars will take possession at the 25. Good job by Avery Johnson on the save, and then there's a turnover as Elena Moore's pass goes out of bounds. And I expect we'll see quite a few goals today just based on the first 2 times these teams played. 4-2 and a 4-3, so that's 13 goals in the 2 meetings this year. So for any neutral fans that might be watching, goals are always exciting, so expect both teams hopefully to score. You can really see already in this early going that a lot of the Cougars' play goes through number 17, Alexandra Curtis, and number 16, Callie Rogers. They really look to get them on the ball. Both very talented, very creative players. Shep Ramsey tried to do some creating for the Titans, but I think it hit her foot, so possession back to Collegiate. Emma, take a look at that student section, if you can see it from your angle. Pretty packed. Looks like the whole boys varsity soccer team, I think football, and then just a lot of other Titans, supporting Titans. And they're making their voices heard here early on. As a high school athlete yourself, can you imagine how fun or nerve-wracking it would be to play in front of such a big crowd?
It's so much more exciting to have a big crowd out supporting you and cheering you on, and it just makes the game 10 times more fun.
Couldn't agree more. Avery Johnson's able to get down. That shot is in, though, by Callie Rogers from a tough angle, backhanded to the far post, and she's just a weapon all over the field. And Avery Johnson made the initial save, but wasn't able to fully clear it, and the Cougars draw first blood. Were you able to see what happened on that shot?
Yeah, that was a really hard drive.
Yeah, that was very impressive.
But I think it's pretty impressive that the Titans have stopped 4 of their corners so far. We have a good defense.
No question, and still early going. Like we said, when these teams have gotten together so far this year, it's been plenty of goals for both sides. So, of course, anyone would want to score first, but hope is not lost if you're a Titan fan or player. Plenty of time.
It's anyone's game.
And I think it's going to be another corner.
Oh wait, yeah. Wait, do I only tweet when we have a? I'll go.
Avery goes to ground again, and I think that's off a Cougar foot, so it will be Titan possession coming out. Good defending there by Ann Randall Berkeyheiser. And that's going to roll through, and it'll be Cougars possession. "25 yards out. And I think they're going to say that it was still, maybe the ball was still moving, so they make them redo it, and they're going to stop the clock and make them redo it again.
They're going to talk to Mark.
All right, so it's going to be Titan ball. Not quite sure what was said down there, but Coach Sneed was able to convince the official that a mistake had been made. So don't always see coaches be able to argue their way into getting the call, but it worked on that occasion. Now the collegiate coaches are a little confused, so officials just explaining everything. We can't hear it, but the long and short of it is it's going to be possession to Trinity from the sideline in their own territory. Cougars coach Kelsey Smither seemed satisfied, gave the ref a thumbs up, and let's play ball again. Great job by Shep Ramsey to intercept, anticipated. They're pointing Cougars ball. I think the field hockey rules being what they are, I think Shep thought she had done something wrong, but it was Titan ball. And Em, I have to ask you, for folks that don't play field hockey, you do, the whistle blows a lot. Are there even times when you don't know what the call was?
Absolutely. With everything happening so fast and the whistle blowing like every 20 seconds, it's sometimes really hard to tell what's actually happening. You just have to do what the refs say.
A really impressive skill work there by Curtis as she was able to get past about 3 Titan defenders. And is it going to be a corner? No, I don't think so. I think it'll just be Collegiate ball just outside the circle. This time it will be a Collegiate corner. What is that? Their 6th, I think, Emma?
Sounds right.
Played out top to Rogers. She shows off her skills and earns another corner. And I'm not sure the Titan sideline loved that call. I'm not qualified to speak on it, but she definitely is slicing and dicing every time she gets the ball in her stick. And if you touch her at all, she draws the whistle. Strong shot is saved by Avery Johnson. Just about cleared out, but the Cougars able to play it back in. And now it is going to be Titan ball coming out as Anna Reeser did a great job defending for the team in white, your Trinity Titans. So we've got just about a minute and a half to go in the first quarter. That ball traveled about 50 yards all the way to Ellie Johnson, and we're tied 1-1. What a pass by Lila Grace Logan, and just about the first time the Titans have been on the attack, they make it pay off, and we are tied up. Emma, talk to me about that pass from LG on a rope, like her brother who throws it 50 yards down the field on the football field. She passed it 50 yards to Johnson, who did the rest.
That was a great breakaway by the Titans. It was an excellent shot by Ellie.
Yeah, she really put it in a perfect spot, far post. And let's not forget that all started with Anna Reeser's defending and thwarting the Cougars' attack just a few seconds earlier. So that really got the crowd excited as well. I think our camera here, the student section, I think, is just outside of your view, but trust me that it is packed. Tons of Trinity students out, and they were going wild after that goal. Also, Collegiate looks like they have a decent student turnout as well. The whole St. Catherine's team is here, and it's a big crowd on a Thursday afternoon, and Titans dodged a bullet there as a great pass. I believe it was Rogers again, went just wide, and Catherine Roush couldn't quite turn it in. That was a real warning sign there as the first period is just about finished, and clock says 0. I know our scoreboard clock is just a few seconds difference, but there we get that whistle. So, wow, what a first quarter. I mean, felt like Collegiate was pretty dominant, certainly in terms of like territory on the field. Most of the game was played in their offensive half, but we're back where we began, all tied up.
I agree. I think that shows how strong our defense is, too, that we had it by our goal for most of the quarter, but they only got one goal.
Yeah, I think we're definitely in for a 4-quarter battle, and Emma is going to pass the mic here for quarter number 2 to fellow 9th grader, Gabby.
Hi.
How you doing, Gabby?
I'm good. This game is really, exciting. It's
Exciting?
been
That's
a lot.
the word I was
yeah.
thinking you might say.
Yeah.
Exciting, maybe a little stressful.
Yes.
It
I
is a
know,
championship game.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, but the girls seem to be handling everything pretty well and defending and attacking well. So.
Yeah, the defending for sure has been impressive, and they've had to be because Collegiate has some big-time weapons in their attack, especially Callie Rogers, but also Alexandra Curtis and Catherine Roush and a whole host of Cougars. So Avery Johnson's had to come up already with a few saves.
Yeah, there seems to be a huge crowd turnout, like you just said, but it's definitely hard to play with a lot of pressure with all these fans, but it definitely brings a lot of energy, so it's more fun to play with a bunch of people.
For sure. And, Emma talked about that in the first quarter. And, yeah, I mean, these girls who, especially the ones who play year-round, like a lot of these girls on both teams do, play club and travel all over. And there just aren't many chances where you get to play in front of this many people for a trophy. And from a Titan standpoint, on your home field, it's kind of like a dream scenario for a high school athlete.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. It's getting really exciting.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. There's nowhere I'd rather be right now than up here in this press box watching this championship game. And now we're going to turn it into a 3-person broadcast with
Anna Forrester.
Anna Forrester. Just got to get her unmuted, I think. Anna, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so you play field hockey as well.
Yes.
Right? You were on the JV
First
team
year
with
this-
Emma. Okay, your first year, so you may not be an expert. I don't think any of us are experts, but we love sports and we love high school sports. And what you've been up here with us, just you weren't on the mic in quarter 1, but what were some of your observations, Anna?
I think both teams really want to win this, and it's really showing. And, I mean, at the end of the day, both teams have great skill, and it just is really who wants it more. And Coach Sneed definitely wants it, so.
Yeah, no question. We saw right before the game started, the players were so fired up, both teams. And one thing I think is really cool about this kind of thing is you guys know as teenagers, sometimes there is that tendency to kind of be too cool for school, nothing's that big a deal. All these players are overtly competitive and you can see it on their face. They want to win. They're not ashamed to admit it.
Yeah.
And one of these teams is going to go home really disappointed, but that's high school athletics and sports in general. So I just love seeing how much they care. And whoever wins, sure, we could be accused of being a little biased. We're all attend Trinity or work here. And so, but huge respect for Collegiate's program and school as well. And both these teams are just full of great players. Top 2 teams in LIS, again, as they have been for many years now. Ranked 2nd and 3rd in the state. Titans number 2, Cougars number 3, just behind Norfolk Academy, who is number 1. But Collegiate beat Norfolk Academy in last year's state championship game. So as great as the Bulldogs are, they're not automatically going to take home that state title next week. Both of these teams are going to definitely have something to say about that.
Yeah, it's great to see how both of these teams have brought their game faces and they're all ready to play. It's definitely it's already been a really exciting game. The defense is amazing on both sides, both teams. And they've been just playing really tough, really hard. It's freezing outside, so I know that there's a lot of pressure and a lot of difficulties, but they're pushing through and playing really well.
No, for sure, Gabby, and I'm really glad you mentioned the weather as we see Shep Ramsey get dispossessed and the Cougars look to counter. It's definitely chilly. It's November, feels like November, about 50 degrees. It's one of those games where you'd rather be playing than watching, because if you're playing, you're running around, keeping you warm. Not to mention, at least as of right now, most of the field is still bathed in sunshine, but those players on the sidelines are in the shade where it's going to be, several degrees cooler, and they're not running. And even from just a tactical sporting standpoint, that could become a factor. I don't believe we've seen either team sub yet. And this is one of those games where, because of the cooler temperatures, as a coach, it's kind of hard to just send someone in cold, although right on cue, we are going to see our first sub for the game as Ainsley Jones, the freshman, is about to check in for the Titans. But, we've talked about Emma plays field hockey, Anna plays field hockey, Gabby, you play soccer. It's much easier to go in when it's 80 degrees and you're already kind of warm versus these cooler temperatures. You really got to stretch properly, or these are kind of temperatures where you can really pull a muscle.
Yeah, for sure. It's sometimes really hard when it's freezing, but we seem to be doing really well. So
yeah, I'd say the temperature is perfect for playing. You don't want to come out if you're in.
Yeah, for sure.
And none of the players on the field look chilly, but Ainsley Jones, who we see checking in now, was just rubbing her arms, trying to stay warm.
Yeah.
And
I think she'll warm up pretty quickly, though.
No question.
She's all around the field every game.
Yeah.
So for you all who are her fellow ninth graders, hold that thought as the Titans have a opportunity in near the Cougars' cage, but I think it hit off Ellie Johnson's foot and it'll come back out. Now, I was just going to ask y'all, as fellow ninth graders, we see ninth grader Ainsley Jones, the first of the 3 freshmen on this team to come into the game. Do you feel a little extra pride and rooting for her just as a freshman?
Yeah, it's really cool to see one of my classmates being one of the only freshmen on varsity. It's a really cool opportunity, and of course I'm rooting for her. She has so much potential and opportunity. She's such a good player. She has so much opportunity of how good she is already, and she's only a freshman. So by the time she's older, I feel she's gonna be growing and being such a good player.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's going to get her chance right here. Anna, sorry to interrupt, but that was perfect timing as Gabby told us about Ainsley's opportunities, and then she literally got one, but wasn't quite able to take advantage.
Yeah, I agree with everything Gabby said. I mean, I think it's so impressive that we have 3 classmates and friends who are on this varsity team at such a high level. I mean, I just can't wait to see what our senior year field hockey team will look like.
Yeah, well, hopefully you'll be on that team as you get more experience with the sport. And, yeah, I mean, Trinity field hockey is so historically good that it's pretty rare for freshmen to play big minutes. So when they are out there, it's extra impressive.
Yeah, they got to make their minutes count because they don't get much, but they recently have. They're playing really well, though. It's so impressive. I couldn't even imagine.
Well, maybe, come springtime, you'll play a sport and maybe you'll play as a freshman.
I hope so.
It looks like out on the right defense, Ainsley McNear is in as well. So both Ainsleys have come in as Carson Beatty gets wiped out. No call there, and looked to me like Carson definitely got her feet taken out All right, that's going to be a hack on the Cougars, and it will be Titan ball, but they immediately give possession right back in a dangerous area.
I never realized how like fast moving field hockey was, but like I can't imagine like playing in this like a lot of pressure and it moves so fast. Like I just have a lot of respect for these girls.
Good shot. Still bobbling out in
Good
front,
save.
and it is cleared by, I believe it was Anna Reeser again who cleared that out. And no, for sure, Gabby, to your point, just the speed of play. I know, like, my daughter plays middle school field hockey on grass, and it is a different sport than what we're watching out here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the speed of play on the turf makes a big difference, and then, I mean, almost all the young ladies out there play outside of school, play at the club level. A lot of these girls on the opposing teams today are actually teammates in the summer and in the winter with their club seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not many strangers on the field. They mostly all know each other, and we're seeing just about the highest level of high school field hockey that you'll see. Two of the top teams in the state, and both among some of the top teams in the nation year in, year out, right here in Richmond. All right, so it is going to be another corner for the Cougars. By my count, I think that is their 8th corner. Yep. All right, Anna says 9th. She's good at math, so I'm going to defer to her. And Rogers didn't handle that one too well as the Titans get back behind the ball, but the chance is still there. And it's going to be another corner. And
You
Titan
can tell the
Nation.
coaches are not happy about that.
Yeah, I was
Titan
about to
coaches.
say.
yeah, I'm not probably in a position to question the officials in a sport that I'm certainly don't claim to be an expert, but when you look at how the coaches reacted, I definitely think they were a bit mystified by that call. Now corner number 10, and it's intercepted.
By
Great
Carson.
job by Carson Beatty. She looked like she was shot out of a cannon there.
She's ready.
And the Titans look to counter, and unfortunately, from a Trinity standpoint, looked like
I think it was Reese Ecken.
Reese Eckenroe lost her footing a little bit there. Another one of your 9th grade classmates.
Yeah. Titans defense is really doing so good. It's like unbelievable. It's been a
They're
battle.
doing great. They're about to get challenged again by one of the
Oh,
best.
Right into the student section.
Yeah, Callie Rogers put that practically through the football uprights as that thing popped up. And I think it went last off a Titan stick, which is why it popped up. So Cougars will possess it out top. Whistle blows. I think they just wanted to reposition it. This official is very particular about things.
Oh, yeah.
Does feel like just about every whistle goes in Collegiate's favor. I'm not saying they're bad calls. I mean, they have had most of the possession, but it is interesting.
Mm-hmm. I know it's so frustrating when, like,
But not
you're
this
trying.
one. This time the whistle goes the Titans' way. Sorry, I interrupted you, Gabby.
Oh, no, you're okay. It's just really frustrating when sometimes you just feel like the officials, like, being biased. Like, I know they're not, but, like, it just gets so frustrating sometimes.
Yeah, and they've definitely, we've spent most of the game Collegiate on the attack, so they're really putting the pressure on the Titan D and kind of daring the officials to blow that whistle, and now it's another corner, and I'm not sure whose dad, but one of the dads beneath us just said, "What?" I bet he doesn't know the rules either, though. So far, Titans have defended the corners really well. Emma talked in the first quarter about how stressful it is, but Trinity's done really well, but they are living dangerously, having all these corners to defend. Hard shot, and it is paid off with a Cougar goal. Believe that was Alexandra Curtis with a rip. And just like I said, I mean, if you give them enough corners, eventually they were likely to convert one, and sure enough, they do.
Yeah, it's been rough, but she's such a good player, and she's only a freshman, I believe.
Correct.
So, like, of all the freshman potential on both of these teams is just really, like, inspiring, kind of. Like, it's really, like, interesting to see how, like, good these players are at such a young age and all their potential and everything.
Yeah, she's I was about to say a future star, but really
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say she's already a star, at
Yeah.
least at this level. I know her sister plays at University of Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
She was on Collegiate's team a couple years ago that in this very game was able to dethrone the Titans for the first time in many years here in LIS. And the family legacy continues. As an 8th grader, Alexandra Curtis was an all-league player, and she looks even better now. Here comes Callie Rogers. Good defense by Lila Grace Logan, though, to stop the attack. Great job by LG to dispossess probably the hardest player in the state to dispossess. Brilliant defense by LG. And this is going to go out. It'll be Titan ball. We've got just under 2 minutes until halftime. 2-1 Cougars advantage.
Looks like there's another substitution. Ainsley Jones has come off for Ava Benson, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Ava Benson checks back in. And that cross there by, I believe it's Reese Eckenrow out there, goes out off a Cougar. So it'll be Titan possession out top. Lila Grace showing off her skills. Shep Ramsey trying to defend from the front. She gets it back. I'm sure Trinity would love to earn a corner, as we've seen 11 collegiate corners, but it is not to be, not yet at least, as it'll be Cougar possession coming out. One thing we haven't talked about, but one of the Titans' top attackers, Elena Cathedral, has been out for a few weeks now, and she's a real difference maker with a lot of speed and skill, and it's a bummer that she's not getting to play in this championship game.
Yeah.
She's bundled up on the sidelines with also another injured player, Campbell Rowe, and first half is got very little time left. I don't think we'll see too much more action as the clock expires. And so, halfway home, halftime score, Collegiate 2, Trinity Episcopal 1. And Anna, I'll come to you first. Where do you assess where things stand after one half of play?
I think both teams really want this, and it's showing on the field. I think Coach Sneed is going to talk to the Titans and just try to show them what it's looking like from her perspective. I think that the Titans always fight back, and we're just 1 point off, and I think we can definitely score another goal and even more. I think they're ready. I think the players have a lot of energy right now, and let's just hope they stay warm.
Gabby? Emma's back. Emma, back on the mic. So we heard from you at the end of the first quarter. Now back here at halftime, can you sum up what you've seen?
I think the energy is great despite the weather out here. We've come so close to some goals. I have a really good feeling about this. I think we can win.
Well, I approach it very much through the eyes of a soccer coach, and it definitely seems like the game plan for the Titans is to get a lot of numbers behind the ball, really shore up the defense, and then look for opportunities to counterattack. And they've had success with that. The goal that Trinity scored came off a counterattack. They were able to create another chance late in the half in a similar situation. The scary thing, though, if you're the Titans, is at some point, as long as you're behind, at some point you're going to have to risk getting more numbers forward, and that could leave you vulnerable at the back. So it's really a decision of at what point do you throw caution to the wind and really go for that goal by getting more players into the attack. But on the flip side, if you do that, you give more space for players like Callie Rogers and Alexandra Curtis to work. And so I think right now it looks to me like Titan's strategy is just to keep it as close as possible, defend for their lives, and then hope to catch the Cougars on the break. And it already worked one time. So that's something I would definitely watch for as we approach this second half. While we're at halftime, I'd like to promote some future programming here on TESPN. Tomorrow night, we will be at the football game. It's a neutral site game, so we're taking our show from Pitaway Drive over to Forest Hill Avenue to Huguenot High School, and we will be live streaming the Benedictine Trinity football game rematch of the last two football state championships, 7 o'clock. And if you can make it, you should definitely try to get out there. But if you're not able to get there, we will be providing the pictures and commentary for what promises to be an epic battle between two huge rivals. And right now, Cadets are number 1 in the state rankings for football, and Titans are last week were 4th. I'm not sure if the new rankings have come out, if we moved up to 3rd after the Woodbury win or not, but definitely at worst 4th. So very excited for that, and that'll be tomorrow. And then Tuesday will be quarterfinals for state field hockey, and we should have that one as well. I mean, I guess theoretically the bracket hasn't come out. The top 4 teams get a home game, and with Trinity sitting at 2nd, I don't think there's any way they would drop out of the top 4. So should have another field hockey broadcast on Tuesday. Don't know the opponent yet. And depending how far this Titan field hockey team goes in states, we will try to continue to bring those broadcasts to you. Same with football, as they hope to make the state playoffs as well. Also got some great interviews that we've done with our athletes in recent weeks. So if you've made it here to our YouTube page, then when the game's over, check out some of our interviews. Great one last week with 3 of our senior football players, Cameron Walker, James Woodward, and Bowen Knight. And this morning I interviewed V. Updike and Susanna Whitehead, who won the LIS doubles tennis on Monday, and Susanna won singles at the number 1 line. And so I don't think that's up yet, but should be later today. So great interview with those young ladies. All right, now that we have told you all about our offerings at TESPN, we've got a couple rookies, Anna Forrester and Emma Campbell, on the mic here for quarter number 3. And it's going to be Cougars to play it in to start this quarter. And for the players on the field, I mentioned earlier that most of the field was still covered in sunshine, but the shadows have covered most of the field now. So temperature's just going to continue to drop. And Emma, you had mentioned, as well as Gabby mentioned earlier, pretty chilly out there.
It's chilly in here too. I can't imagine playing out there in tank tops and skirts.
Yeah, well, when you're running, you know, warms up the body temperature. But yeah, it is chilly up here.
They're doing a great job keeping their energy up.
Well, in theory, we could close our window here, but I think it's better to have it open so we can hear the sounds of the crowd and the players and coaches and the whistle. And Ainsley McNear, who is at that right defensive position, triggers it in to senior Darcy Kopsinas as the Titans play it around their back line. Anna Reeser out to Ava Benson, and a good job by, I'm sorry, that was Liv Festige actually at the left defensive position. I was going to say a good job by the Cougars to intercept, but then they weren't able to make too much of it, and Liv Festige will play it back in to fellow sophomore Anna Reeser. And 3 of the 4 on that back line are sophomores, as well as the first half keeper, Avery Johnson, also a sophomore, but now in the cage for the Titans, it's Alexa Murphy, who is a junior. And one of the things that can also happen as it gets chillier is the footing can get a little bit difficult. And we just saw a slippage. I believe that was Reese Eckenroe that just lost her footing, but she's up and running. Cougars with a quick counter. This is a chance. This is a dangerous spot. Great defending by Darcy. And Lila Grace Logan's able to clear it out. And the Titans can regroup. That one was kind of sneaky. It didn't really look like much built up to it. And then all of a sudden they were right in front of goal.
Yeah, this is a very fast-moving pace game.
Yeah, so Anna, I asked Emma in the first quarter about the difference from the JV level that you all played to watching this, but you haven't had a chance to comment on that yet. Can you talk a little bit about what you see out here compared to what you experienced as a beginner this fall on the JV team?
Yeah, I mean, the varsity players really know everything. They know the rules. They know what the calls are. They know. So I just think that it's so much faster.
And that is a goal. Sorry to interrupt, but that's a big goal there for the Cougars, and that gives them a 2-goal advantage. And sometimes it's hard to tell who the goal scorer is from up here, but I think it was Callie Rogers again. All right, so definitely going to be a bigger mountain to climb for the Titans now with a 2-goal deficit. But Carson Beatty comes to life. She intercepts. Great effort there, and for the first time today, the Titans have a corner. Going to need to take advantage of that. It's going to be Ava Benson, and Trinity really needs a quick response after that third collegiate goal. Carson Beatty gets it in front. Good job by the Cougars keeper. I believe that's Anjon Dillon in the goal. Titans back on the attack, and not a corner, and not a popular call by some. You misspelled it, so it's okay. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, but I don't want an academic thing to misspell a word. It's okay. All right, here comes Callie Rogers again. She shoots wide. Great defending there by Shep Ramsey.
Oh, another corner.
Yeah, how many is that, Anna?
Ooh.
12?
Yeah, probably.
Fans are making some noise. Another hard shot by Curtis, and it goes wide. Still plenty of time left as we're just past the midpoint of quarter number 3.
We just need to get it out.
Yeah, I mean, I think the key if you're the Titans, and I mean, this maybe is easier said than done, but you got to have the next goal. You score the next goal, cut it to 3-2. It is game on. If Collegiate could make it 4-1, then it just becomes really difficult. But we see the Titans able to get the ball forward.
They're definitely fighting for it.
Fighting very hard. Great effort there by Ellie Johnson. And Trinity's going to put some pressure on this Cougars defense. Lila Grace Logan, incredible moves. Great job by LG. She's holding off Callie Rogers, and it's still Titan possession. And still Titan possession. Carson Beatty gets it in front, and I believe it was a good save, but I think it was gonna. I think Carson raised her stick too high anyway, so I don't think it would have counted. But she crushed that ball. Ainsley McNear steps in and intercepts, but possession turns back over. What a ball by Callie Rogers, crossfield to Catherine Roush, and they're actually gonna say. It is, she pointed that it was Trinity ball. Roush went down, but call went the Titans' way. guess maybe she pushed off on her way down.
You can tell that the players are looking very cold right now.
Understandable, as temperature probably has maybe even dropped into the 40s. At the most, it's low 50s. .49 I'm seeing. So yeah, another corner. Gotten a lot of practice at guarding these.
Yep.
What a save off the line! Incredible
That was a
play
great save.
by, that was Darcy Kopsinas, I believe, that saved it off the line. So the shot looked like it just got by the goalkeeper, Alexa Murphy, and Darcy cleared it. That keeps the Titans in the game. I mean, that as this game progresses, if Trinity is able to put together a comeback, remember that play, because that's one that keeps this game very much within reach. And if that had been a goal, it would have been really, really a tough one to fight back from. But Cougars still with the lead and the ball. And the stick control of Alexandra Curtis is just really impressive. Great counterattack, though, by the Titans. That was a really good one-touch pass
She's so
by
fast.
Ainsley. Yeah. Good ball out from Beatty to LG Logan. LG cutting through defenders and I think got her stick a little high again. And oh, that's a really nice flick by the Cougars. Heidi Albrecht. Back to Albrecht. She's got a shot. Alexa Murphy comes out and uses her foot to kick that out. And Emma, does it feel to you like the pace has just even increased even more the last couple minutes?
It's switching up so quickly.
Carson Beatty still has it. Just wide. I think it hit the outside of the cage.
Both teams have amazing energy and support. I still think it's anyone's game.
Yeah, the last, I don't know, 2 minutes or so since Darcy cleared it off the line has just been at a breakneck pace, up and down the field. Titans definitely showing no signs of folding. And we are under 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. Good pass. Darcy to LG. Another one of those long passes to Ellie Johnson. And Carson Beatty catches up to it in stride. And the freshman Ainsley Jones is dispossessed. Good defending there by Alicia Pandya for the Cougars. That came off Olivia Festige's foot, and it'll be collegiate ball. I mean, if there's anyone out there that doesn't think field hockey is exciting, we should just clip the last 5 minutes of this game and show it to them, because it's incredible what both teams are putting out there in terms of effort, in terms of skill, passing, stick skills,
And energy.
and energy. Yeah. Good job by Ainsley McNear, although unfortunately she took that too quickly, and with just 10 seconds left in the quarter, it's going to be tough for the Titans to create much. And That is the end of the third quarter. So, at the end of 3, Cougars with a 3-1 lead. I believe Collegiate scored 1 goal each quarter. And 15 minutes to go, 15 minutes away from a championship for Collegiate, but these Titans are not going to go down without a fight. We'll take a very quick break, about 1 minute, about a 60-second break, and we'll be right back to bring you the fourth quarter. Please stick around.
Did they just escape? What? Wait, your kids aren't home?
One of them's on.
I can.
Be right back.
Like I always do, right?
What's that reading thing you have to do for this kid?
Just read that article and answer the questions.
Did you actually do that?
You get to do that? Yeah.
Okay. What are we doing so
It's so easy. The article isn't even that long.
Let me,
All right, we're back for the fourth quarter. Gabby has moved from producer duties back to commentary duties, color commentary.
Happy to be back.
Which she's learned a lot about, in the sports media class. So, Gabby, you saw the third quarter, but we didn't get to hear your impressions yet. And Callie Rogers goes down, but she's gonna walk it off. I think she's okay. What did you see in the third quarter, Gabby?
I saw a lot of what I saw in the first 2, but the third quarter was definitely more of a battle. I felt like there was a lot more energy from both teams. Both of these teams have been putting in the work, bringing the energy, and this is just such a big game. And I saw a lot of everything they've been working on all season pay off in this game, and especially in the third quarter. I felt like that was their best yet. So
Wow, that was I totally agree with all that. That was really close to goal number 4. Another one of those backhanded shots that Callie Rogers is so fond of doing, and she scored the first goal of the game on a similar shot. And Carson Beatty gets it right into the heart of the Cougars defense. And it looks to me like every time Carson gets the ball, they're sending 2 and 3 defenders at her.
yeah.
Nice job by Shep Ramsey to intercept. Plays a big ball to Reese Eckenroe, who couldn't quite bring it in. Will be Titan ball. Darcy Kopsinas plays it back to Anna Reeser. And that pass to Ainsley McNear goes astray. All right, turned right back over to the Titans. Darcy will bring it out. And another turnover, and Trinity's got to clean that up if they want to progress the ball down the field and get that goal that will cut it into this lead.
Collegiate's been doing really good at like winning the ball and keeping it, and I feel like if Titans would step up that, like, you know, winning it and keeping it, and I feel like we would have a lot of better chances.
Callie Rogers earns yet another corner.
I mean, I think corners really affect like who's winning, and I mean it's just more shots at cage, so if Trinity could bring it down and get some more corners, I think we could bring it up to a tie.
Well, and the corners at this point have kind of a double punishment if you're the Titans, because not only is it a chance for Collegiate to increase the lead, but it takes time off the clock. I mean, about 30 seconds ran off the clock since the corner was called. Callie Rogers with an unbelievable goal. Dribbled from the top of the arc through several defenders, and that makes it 4-1 with just 11 minutes left. What a play by Callie Rogers. And some nice skills showed off there by Cabell Berkeyheiser. But Titans get it back. Carson Beatty looking to create something. Here comes Shep Ramsey, puts it across.
That was so close.
So close indeed. Good job by Reese to put it across. But Ava Benson wasn't quite able to get her stick on the end of it. And now the Cougars look to counter, and this could be trouble. Goal. MK Brost, the senior, makes it 5, and the Cougar bench and fans are celebrating. Well, we were saying just a few minutes ago that it was anybody's game, but at 1-5 down, must feel like a mountain now to climb for the Titans. Got to give Collegiate credit, though. That counterattack was fast and impressive.
Yeah, Collegiate's just been playing at a really like fast speed, and they showed up and they're ready to play, and it's really showed. I mean, there's 5 goals, so they've just been doing really well.
Well, they have a great team. They come into the game with 14 wins and just 2 defeats. One of those losses was to Trinity here on this very field a couple of weeks ago. They also lost to Norfolk Academy. But since then, they've won all their games, and you can see why. You know, they're obviously the defending state champions, and a lot of these young ladies who start for the Cougars will have been big contributors on that state championship team last year. So they have a ton of experience and skill and speed, and
yeah, their speed of play is outstanding. They're really just like, they're fast, they get the ball, and they just dominate when they have it.
I think a great time out there by Coach Sneed to try and give the girls one last motivational push and settle them down. We just heard someone beneath us say game's not over, and it's not. It's not. And, I mean, all Trinity teams, I think, take a lot of pride in fighting in any sport till the final whistle. Nice interception there by Elena Moore. And they're going to call that one against Callie Rogers. She did not like that call. That ball was smacked 40 yards. Great job by Alexa Murphy to get down and save it. And then really,
Titans defenses.
yeah, Olivia Festige. I mean, that ball was up in the air. She had to become a baseball player all of a sudden and bat that one out of the air, or softball. But I think that was a lot harder than Liv made it look. It will be Collegiate possession out top. Nice interception by LG. Oh, what a pass. Ellie Johnson got it caught up in her feet, and it'll turn back over to the Cougars. And at this stage, really can't afford to do anything but be perfect.
I mean, great passes by LG and interceptions. I think the whole team needs to bring more on the field, like what she has.
All right, good job there by Ava Benson to take possession. Nah, just out of the reach. All right, we'll be Titan ball. Carson Beatty in a spot where she can do some damage. And it will be a corner for the Titans. And Anna, I believe you were the one who said a few minutes ago that Trinity needs some corners to hopefully cut into this lead. So here's a chance. Almost kind of have to have this one. Carson Beatty crushes it, and I guess illegally so because that ball was so high. I think it was dangerous. That one's popped up high. Nice job by Shep Ramsey. Great effort by Ava. Titans will have it from the sideline. Cougars in front again.
Great save.
And that one's cleared out. by Lila Grace Logan. She's been everywhere for the Titans today, and Lila Grace she's played incredibly well. What a ball. Ellie Johnson to her fellow senior Ava Benson. Senior Ava Benson. Not totally sure what that word is that just came out of my mouth. Fellow senior. Forgot thought I was from Long Island for a minute and not Richmond. Sorry. All right, so Cougars are going to possess. We're now under 5 minutes to play, and Collegiate maintaining that 5-1 lead. Comes hard off the foot of Reese Eckenrow, and that one's going to leave a mark.
Yeah, for sure. That looked painful.
I mean, the speed at which the ball's going, I mean, even a little hit wouldn't leave a mark at this point.
Great job by Shep Ramsey, and the call is going to go the Cougars' way, though. And
people are not happy about that call.
Cougars looking to counterattack. Nice job by Darcy Kopsinas, though. We've talked for years about her composure when she has the ball, but it will indeed go back to the Cougars. And yet again, the whistle blows. Interception. Nice job by Ainsley McNear to intercept it right back. And that clock winds to just about 2 minutes left. So as we progress into these last couple minutes, important to remember for the Titans that they still got the state playoffs next week and will undoubtedly be a top 4 seed and have a home game on Tuesday. So it will be one more chance for these seniors to play here on their home turf at Aycock Stadium. And indeed, on 2 years ago, these two teams played in the LIS championship. Collegiate won the championship game, and then the Titans came back and beat them in the state semifinal. So still a lot to play for, but definitely looking like it's going to be the Cougars' day today. Impressive moves there by MK Brost, the scorer of the last goal. What a save. Lexa Murphy with yet another kick save. And Anna, as we head into the last minute, can you assess what you've seen here today? Anna, your thoughts?
I think the Titans really brought out energy, but the Cougars really brought a lot of energy as well. I think after the third goal and then the consecutive 2 goals after that really made it hard on the Titans, not only to come back, but they just felt like they couldn't anymore. But I think they're definitely going to be disappointed, but
Well, we head into the last 10 seconds of this one, and we see the players along the collegiate bench hopping up and down, ready to run out onto the field, and your 2023 LIS field hockey champions are the Collegiate Cougars. Congratulations to them, and Titans will regroup and make a push for next week's state tournament. Gabby, your final thoughts on this championship Thursday?
I think both of the teams played really hard. They brought a lot of energy. There's a lot of fans. It's a lot of pressure, and all high school sports is a lot of a mental game. So I feel like after the first couple of goals, Titans kind of got their head down and couldn't get hyped up. So I felt like their mental game was a little off today, but they both the teams played really good. But obviously, Cougars pulled through for the win. But they both of the teams had a lot of energy and trying their best. So.
Yeah, it was an entertaining contest. I do think that the final score doesn't necessarily reflect how competitive the game was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was 3-1 entering the final period. We talked about if the Titans could just get the next goal, they really would be right in it. But to Collegiate's credit, they were able to get 2 goals in quick succession in the fourth quarter and pretty much put things away. So congratulations, Collegiate, and good luck to them at the state tournament next week. We will have the broadcast of the quarterfinal game, assuming that it is a Titan home game, which I think it will be. So, like I said, the seniors will have one more opportunity to play out on this field at least, and I think that should just about wrap it up. So you'll see these teams shake hands, and in just a few moments, Collegiate will be presented with the trophy. We're going to go ahead, though, and sign off. Titan Nation, tune back in tomorrow night as we bring you football versus Benedictine, 7 o'clock. If you can make it out in person, that would be amazing. But if not, we'll have it all for you here on TESPN. I want to thank Emma Campbell, Gabby Sauvignier, Anna Forrester, Max King, all the folks up here in the booth that made this broadcast possible. Appreciate everyone who tuned in. Once again, congratulations to Collegiate, and we'll see you next time.